In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Il Papiro J2 Notebook. I'll go over the specs, I'll do a paper test, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this notebook coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. All right, let's get on with the review. So this is the Il Papiro J2 Notebook. And as you can see, this is a very pretty notebook with a marbled cover. And it even has a marbled book block, which is pretty awesome. We do get a headband there, which I definitely always like. It's not the prettiest looking thing, but certainly nice to have. Now this is a 4x6 size. I don't know how many pages are in here. My guess is it's 192 with 16-page signatures. I just can't count all of them because the headbands kind of obscure that, and the marbling on the book block makes that a little bit harder. But Il Papiro is an Italian brand. They're mostly known for marbled paper, right? So they have marbled stationery and other kind of paper accessories. I think they even do like marbled paper type boxes and stuff. But this is their smaller size notebook, and opening it up, we have this laid paper, thick paper here with the nice ribbed kind of texture to it, and the Il Papiro logo there. And then we go into the Il Papiro watermarked paper. And I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. Sometimes that's kind of a challenge. But the Il Papiro logo is there, and this is a brand from Florence, Italy, so it says Il Papiro Firenze, and it has this logo there on the watermark. It's a very pretty woven texture paper, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's more, I almost think it's more beigey than cream, but it's quite a nice paper. Now there are no other features to it. There's no bookmark, there's nothing. You can see it's made in Italy here, and the J2 is the model of this, I guess J2A, and this is the color. It comes in, I don't know, maybe 10 different marble colors. I bought this notebook, I want to say I bought it in Rome, but anyway, I bought it at one of their boutiques in Italy, and I've actually had this for a while, and I haven't been using it until recently. Now, looking at it, you do see some wear to the cover on the edges. You just see white marks coming through, and that's just normal for a paper cover, but I've had this for a long time, and at least when it's been sitting on a shelf, it hasn't really been deteriorating. So let's talk about the binding. So this has a good quality stitched binding. However, the paper is thicker, and they don't tell you the weight of the paper or really even how many sheets are in here. My guess is it's around 90 GSM, maybe it's 100. But because of this small size with this number of pages, you have the normal hollow type binding. This isn't a tight back binding, which we almost never see on a notebook. The drape is really bad, and what I mean by that is that the paper sticks up like this. So, you know, I can try and make it as flat as I want, and we do get some decent flexibility. There is, for sure, resistance from the binding and the boards here, and I probably wouldn't recommend doing that too much just because of that paper. You will, for sure, damage it. But this is, you know, about as good as it gets, and it's just not the best in terms of a comfort perspective. It's not the worst, but it could be a bit better. Now, in terms of the paper test, I have pretty much no complaints with the performance on the face of this. Everything looks good to me. Now we go to the back, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of that 6mm pilot is trying to come through, but it's really very minimal. So this is very fountain pen friendly paper. We saw some bleeding with the high-tech 0.1mm rollerball, but the rest of the pens look really good. Now, the Troublemaker pens, they did come through a little bit, but really no big deal overall. I think the paper in here is very fountain pen friendly. Now, this notebook costs $35, and I believe you can only buy it from Il Papiro, so that is, you know, not a cheap product, but it does look quite nice in my opinion, and they do come in a lot of different colors. I think the biggest issue for me is it's just not the most comfortable, and that's partly down to the size and the way that the notebook was bound. So what are my pros and cons for the Il Papiro J2 Notebook? Well, the biggest pro is definitely the looks. I love the marbled covers and the marbled book block. I think this looks really nice. I also like their very pretty cream-colored watermarked paper. It was very nice to write on with fountain pens. I really enjoyed that. Now, in terms of cons, I have the drape of the notebook just isn't very good, and I think it's just because the paper is so thick, you know, relative to the size of the notebook. And I'm not saying this is thick paper. Another drawback is that they don't really give you any specifications even on how many pages are in this notebook. But my guess is that this is around 90 or 100 GSM, and in this 4x6 size, it's just not enough to give it a good drape. And so you do get some resistance from the book block in that sense. But overall, it has been comfortable to use. It's just not as, perfectly lay flat as I typically like. Other cons, well, the price, this is $35 for a pretty small notebook. I don't, I think the quality is here. I believe you have 192 pages, but I'm not sure because I can't see how many signatures there are with the headband, and Il Papiro doesn't give you any specs, which I personally find annoying, but whatever. The other downside is that I think you can only buy these from Il Papiro, so I bought this from one of their boutiques in Italy, but they do have a website where you can buy them. It also does seem like they're out of stock in colors a lot, but they give you such a variety of colors, that's kind of a pretty small gripe. But that's pretty much it. Do you guys have this notebook? Do you like this notebook? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.